Today, we're learning how to optimize Fiverr gigs. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Tyler, and I'm an online entrepreneur who's finally decided to give up and sell my own time. And this channel, we explore different ways how the average person can or can't make money online. Oh, Fiverr, your goofy gigs and promises of making a full-time income while taking 20% of my money has always made me wonder, just how much money can you actually make off this site? Maybe it's just me, but I feel like everyone at one point has thought, yes, I can make a gig on Fiverr, and this is how I'm going to make some money. I mean, this is how a lot of online freelancers actually first get started in finding their first clients. But as I was researching, here's the problem. When I was looking on Fiverr, I feel that a lot of people don't do the proper way of actually optimizing their gigs to actually get views. So instead of having you guys scavenge the internet for some decent advice about making a Fiverr gig and how to best optimize it, I felt I could give you guys some good and honest advice of how to best optimize your gig to actually be making some money from it. So I decided that I'm going to be trying Fiverr and sign up for 3 gigs in the hopes that with my knowledge with YouTube and digital marketing, I can give you guys some honest advice on how to best optimize your gig to actually get views. I really talk a lot when I do these intros, but let's get started. Also, please subscribe if you haven't. When you're offering a service for money, you need to have some confidence in your ability to actually do it. Now, the fun thing is, this can literally be anything. Like, if you love video games, you could end up being a Fortnite coach or maybe an Overwatch coach. When thinking of the 3 gigs that I was going to offer, I admit I didn't know exactly how much talent I have except for knowing way too many weird football stats. Like, did you know in 2015, it took the Rams 4 weeks to get 1 touchdown? But when choosing what gigs I wanted to offer, I basically just decided to offer the things that I felt I was good at, which was making videos, video editing, and motion graphics. After you choose the general idea of the gig you want to offer, you need to start thinking about how you can take that skill and niche it down. So for video editing, I decided to make my gig for editing YouTube videos for creators. Because there's a million of us, and editing is really the biggest thing in separating good creators from bad creators. Next up was making videos. And I actually decided to go up with making TikTok videos for brands or businesses. I actually recently started posting on TikTok and I've actually grown a pretty good following in about a month or so. So I figured I might as well sell making TikToks because TikTok is just really hot right now. So it might be a good way to make some money. It's still a theory, but we'll test it out. Lastly was motion graphics. And I decided to go with motion graphics for logo animation for brands or businesses. As you can see, choosing niche down these gigs, I basically just took one aspect of the general idea and made it a skill that I'm going to sell. One fun note is that the weirder that you can make it, the better, because being unique as possible on the internet is a fantastic way to get noticed. All right, now that we've decided on what our gigs are, next is actually creating them. So when you're creating a gig on Fiverr, to be honest, descriptions and SEO don't really matter. I know that sounds like a really controversial take, but honestly, Fiverr doesn't even offer a lot of ways to actually implement SEO into your gigs. They really just give you like 5 tags when you're first setting it up. So if SEO doesn't matter, what does? Well, really other than niching down your gig to hit a target audience, the one thing that is invaluable is your thumbnail. In a lot of ways, Fiverr is really similar to YouTube, because you have thousands of gigs that people can choose from, so you're almost competing for people's attention just to see your gig. I'm not very experienced with thumbnails, and I probably could do a full video on thumbnails. But to put it briefly, there are 2 rules to making a great thumbnail. The first is it starts with over-exaggerated face. I don't really know why this is, but I guess it gets people curious. After that, you need to add something to get people curious to actually click on it. This is as simple as a before and after photo, text to amplify, or adding a really weird object. The goal is just to get people curious enough to actually click on it. If you're having trouble thinking about how to make a really good thumbnail, Canva actually has some really great examples of thumbnails available. Even if you just want to copy them, that's kind of a great way to get started in actually choosing a thumbnail for your gig. Just try to remember those 2 rules when you're thinking about a gig thumbnail, or if you're even trying to make YouTube videos. I tried my best, and these were the photos that I came up with for my gigs. Next up was actually making the gig and convincing people that they should order from you. And here's the thing, you have to upload a video for your gig. And this might be one of the most important things when actually setting up a Fiverr gig for a couple reasons. The first is it gives you a way to connect with potential customers that you're real. It also gives you credibility and shows that you're passionate about your work. It also gives you the opportunity to even show your skills in a quick 1-minute video. Like, if I have a gig about video editing, well then I better hope that my video is well edited. I understand putting yourself on video and putting yourself out there is really hard. But this is maybe the most important part when actually creating a gig on Fiverr. The thing is that you need to find ways to stand out. And the reality is a lot of people don't put videos on their gigs. So making a video actually showing yourself and putting yourself out there is going to make you seem unique and different, and shows that you're actually passionate about this. So I made a video for my video editing gig, so we can check that out now. Hey there, thanks for checking out my Fiverr gig. My name is Tyler, and I've been editing and creating videos for over 15 years now. For about 10 years, I've been editing videos for corporate clients such as Ring, Cocoa Water, Fading West Development, Insight Counseling, and Children's Hunger Fund. I've also been editing YouTube videos for about 5 years now for some pretty big YouTubers, like Boston Tom, Brian Redmond, and the React channel. I've learned all the required software, like Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, and DaVinci Resolve. For this gig, I will professionally edit any YouTube videos you're looking to make, from cutting the footage that you provide to create a dynamic and engaging story to help make your channel one that viewers will love to come back to. I will also add a color grade and motion graphics to give your videos unique style that will help grow your channel. I'm very passionate about my work, and I would love to work with you to create a video that you can be proud of. If this all sounds good, feel free to pick a package and we can get started on making a great video for you and your YouTube channel. I look forward to working with you. Okay, I think that video was alright. I mean, I explained the gig, showed my skills, and it gave me a chance to connect with a potential buyer. Some quick tips is to keep your video under 1 minute, state why you're great for this gig, and try to sound confident. If you can show some examples of your work, that will help as well. And I mean, if you're having trouble making a video, then why don't you just buy a video off Fiverr and then use it as your Fiverr video? That's what we call gaming the system. Next up is actually showing your work. The reason I told you guys earlier is to choose a gig that you feel you're good at is because if you think that you're good at it, there is a very good chance you have pieces of your work that you're proud of. To use my really weird Fortnite coach analogy again, if you feel you're really good at Fortnite, well then I bet you have videos of you just going Thanos on everyone in that game. Now, when putting your stuff up, just make sure it's your best work. It really doesn't have to be a lot. I am only talking like 2 to 3 pieces of work. This is really just to show people that you know what you're doing. If you're just getting started and you actually don't have any work to show, that's okay. It just means that you might have to make a few projects just to show that you know your stuff. It's easier than it sounds. Like, if you're trying to make custom thumbnails for YouTube creators, Canva has a million online templates there. So if you're desperate to show off, try going there and choosing from their templates, edited a few, and then you can just put it up as a Fiverr gig. So for my TikTok gig, I literally just put my best performing videos plus the views that they had in them. It just showed that there's a chance that I might know what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not sure, but maybe they do. I'm just trying to sell myself, guys. Come on. Now we're finally on to pricing the gig. One thing you have to remember is that when people are on Fiverr, you kind of have to keep in mind that people don't really have the biggest budgets on Fiverr. A lot of people are kind of just shopping around. When you're first starting out, you got to keep your gigs a little low at first. Sadly, Fiverr will take a 20% cut of any purchase that you make. That is insane. That's like $3.75 for every $5 order. I wish there was another way around it, but you have to play the game to get started on Fiverr. And when you're first making gigs, you have to start your packages around $5 to $10 until you start getting a few orders, and then you can start increasing your packages by $5 to $10. For my TikTok gig, well, thankfully making TikToks don't take as much time as video editing, so I started that at $5 and increased it by $10 for each package. I recommend using multiples of 5 for your packages instead of huge jumps. Another tip is to maybe experiment with your 1-day delivery fee. This is just to get people to maybe get an extra add-on and get you some money. So instead of charging $10 for a 1-day delivery fee, why not just charge $5? The goal at the beginning is just to start getting orders. After you start getting orders and reviews, that's when you actually can start thinking of raising prices. All right, we finally have all of our gigs set up and ready to go. So this is probably where I should end the video. I hope that making these gigs alongside you guys was actually helpful. My gigs have been up for about a day or so now, so it's still going to take some time to actually get started and viewed by people. If you guys want to see the results of these gigs after about a month or so, feel free to subscribe and I'll have a video soon with the results. And if you guys need a video editor, TikToker, or motion graphics, well, I'll leave a link in the video description. Let me know what you guys are doing for gigs. I'm kind of in search of a Super Smash Bros. Coach, so send me the gig if you're going to do it. If you guys want to know more free ways to make money online that don't require as much work as freelancing, check out this video where I grew 2 Instagram theme pages to over 100,000 followers. Trust me, it's a good one. I will see you guys in the next one.